Hello, everybody, and welcome to another one in our series, Breaking Down Barriers. My name is Chris Igwe, and in Breaking Down Barriers, I use the backdrop of my book, Breaking Down Barriers, my journey from a small African village to the world stage, to help work through some thoughts and ideas, which we then explore together in the few minutes that we share this video. This particular one is entitled Use Entrepreneurial Thinking. Use entrepreneurial thinking. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, firstly, we need to understand a little bit about what the entrepreneurial thinking is about. In a very simple context, if you like, it's thinking differently from if or when you're in a corporate world or in a corporate fixed environment, as it were. And the entrepreneurial mindset is the really important part. It's about how you use your mind, how you allow your mind through discipline, through focus, through managing your thoughts to make sure that you are driven from the inside. Because you need to be driven from the inside, otherwise external situations are going to impact you and you will react in a way which is not totally suitable. An entrepreneurial mindset or entrepreneurial thinking is about solving problems, finding solutions to problems. It's about resilience, your ability to be strong no matter what is happening around you. It's being resourceful. Nobody's going to give you the answers. You have to find the answers for yourself. Yes, you'll have people around you, and we can come to that in a minute. But it's about how you discipline yourself to address whatever it is that you want to solve going forward. Now, just to be clear, you can be an entrepreneur within a business. I consider myself as having done that. I've been in the corporate world, in different companies, different businesses, but I've always had this ability to think differently, to solve problems, as running it as if it was my own company. If I'm head of department or running a business where I depended on headquarters in New York, for example, it was my ability to say, this is my territory, this is my company, this is my business. How will I solve the problems that I'm encountering? It's about having the right attitude. If you have the right attitude, that gives you clarity. It gives you the ability to solve problems. And if we look at the quote in here, I have different quotes in my book, and this one is by the famous Peter Drucker, an American management consultant and also author. And he says the best way to predict the future is to create it. You might have seen this on posters and so on. The best way to create the future is to predict it. Now, generally, to predict it, you have to be the one who is in the driving seat. You have to be the thought leader in that process for your company, for your business, for whatever it is that you're creating. Now, why is all this important to have an entrepreneurial mindset, whether it's in a business or which is corporate, so structured, or in your own business that you've created? And I've used the same when I created my business and then subsequently other businesses I've been involved in, is because it helps you to overcome obstacles. Because you see, nobody's going to overcome the obstacles for you. You're going to have to do it yourself. When you have this approach as an entrepreneur, it's like, I see a problem, I see a solution. How do I manage that? You have to think it through. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't have to do everything on your own. In fact, you shouldn't do everything on your own, because you have to be the one that drives the vision, the goals, the objectives of the business that you are running, that you are creating. Somebody's got to do that. You've got to be totally focused on that. But you have to have other people around you, structured, accountants, lawyers, designers, architects, whatever it happens to be, those who are there, marketing people, social media platform, whatever it is, people who are going to be there, but you are the one who is just driving this whole process forward, but based on a very clear vision of what it is you want to do. And as I said at the beginning, it's about resilience, because being an entrepreneur can be a lonely road. It's a rewarding road. You have a certain freedom. In fact, you have as much freedom as you want within the constraints of whatever organization or group you've created or whatever. So there are boundaries, and you've got to adhere to those. But having this ability to think freely for yourself and come up with solutions for yourself is incredibly important. Because without this ability to think like an entrepreneur, and it's not for everybody, don't get me wrong, there are some people, because one of the key questions whenever I'm coaching or someone asks me, oh, should I be an entrepreneur? I've unfortunately lost my job, or I'm thinking about leaving my job and I want to set up my own business. One of the key questions I ask, and it always gives an absolutely perfect answer, is, are you good working on your own? Are you still able to drive yourself each and every day to go look for new business? At the same time, solve the issues that you might have, service the clients that you need to service. Are you willing to work the extra hours in a day? Because it's often 7 days a week. When you get to a certain point, you can manage those hours. But where you're building your own business and thinking like an entrepreneur, it's all consuming. Can and will your relationships handle it? What are the boundaries that you've set up for yourself, your spouse, your partner, your kids, your parents? And are you able and willing to take risks? And if so, to what extent? There are many questions that you need to answer. There are many questions that you need to ask of yourself. And there's a great book, which I actually have on my shelf behind me, which I would highly recommend. And I recommend it, in fact, in the book, because in the book I give reading recommendations, and it's The E-Myth Revisited. The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. An absolutely outstanding book for all those who are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs. But it goes, for me, deeper. That's why I refer to the thinking, the mindset. What is that and how is that? And how can it help you? Because that's the key. Having an entrepreneurial mindset is critically important. It's the thing that fires and fuels your engine. It's the one that protects your body, your mind, your soul when the going gets tough, and the going will get tough. Let's make no mistakes about it. That's why you're in the driving seat. You have the keys to the car. Whatever it is, you are driving it forward. So how can you manage that and manage yourself? Well, it's by discipline, it's by focus, it's by clarity. But it's also by when those winds and setbacks and obstacles hit you, you know how to get up. Now, there are different ways of developing an entrepreneurial mindset, but that's not the purpose of today's video. It's more about just saying that is what you need to do. The next steps then are how you get to that, how you achieve that. And that is a whole process in itself. It's a journey, a life journey perhaps. I've been running my own business and businesses for many, many years now. It's never easy, it's never straightforward, it's never simple. But there is no greater learning and teaching than having an entrepreneurial mindset, because you go through the pain yourself and you come out the other side. It won't break you unless you allow it to. So think about entrepreneurial mindset, entrepreneurial thinking. How can you embrace that even more if that is what you're doing? If that's not what you're doing, that's okay. But like I said, you can still use it in a corporate environment. I've used it time and time again. You just say, this is my world. This is how I'm going to run my company, my team, my division, my region. It can be done. That's an entrepreneurial mindset. I hope this has resonated. Please feel free to like, comment, and share. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you know when other videos are becoming available. Until the next time, thank you.